Hi guys, Kirk and family here with Kirk Giordano Plastering. I'm going to answer a question that I get asked quite often. Folks will see our videos and they'll say, geez, I think this fella here knows what he's doing. And after close to, well, more than 30 years, I do know what I'm doing as far as flashing and counter flashing and what you can do. And what the city says is okay and what the city says, no guys, that's not going to fly. You take, for example, existing front porch or rear porch, and I do this all the time. And there's about 20 different ways to do this, but which way is the best and which way will the city say, okay guys, that's cool, that works, that we'll sign you off on an inspection. You take the existing porch here, then a brand new shear wall, and the whole house has been redone. So how do you flash properly where the concrete meets the plywood? I'll show you which way we're going to use. And by the way, there's a lot of different ways to do this. One of the best ways is about the way I'm going to do it right now. Okay, we're going to take a staple gun, our corner right here. We're going to flash this corner. We're going to get it watertight. And a lot of times, guys, these don't want to fit. That's okay. We just fish them in there. And for sake of explanation, let me grab my little hatchet here. And the funny thing is, the homeowner here, I've done about 10 different jobs for him. And he brought this out today. He says, Kirk, what kind of flashing are you going to use? I said, well, I'm going to use a metal flashing because I can't use caulking. And while we're at this, guys, I'm going to show you what papers you can't use and which ones you can. So he says, well, I hear this flashing here is pretty good. And I said, yeah, how about that? Most of the flashings cannot be exposed, or the caulkings. And I said, I showed him this box right here. I said, I beat you to the punch, man. And so he smiled because I just opened that box. I said, I bought this box here because I use a different caulking for different things. And I said, I'm going to use that exact same thing. This Moistop here, it's butyl based. What does butyl based mean? It's the same mineral that they put in windshields, a gluish type of thing. And it is allowed to be exposed. So we take a caulking, and what I do, guys, is I'll poke it a whole bunch of times to expose a big hole. Now what I'm going to do is, back here I already did this one piece of flashing. So what we want to do is fill this up. We fill up the gap. A lot of inspectors don't want to see caulking, but we could only fish that metal down so far. I mean, it's going to hit a nail. It's going to hit something. Going to hit a nail, a staple, and or the concrete is too tight against the house. Now what I did is, I had the luxury earlier, is I shimmed it. What does that mean? Because it was so tight, I took a couple of my hatchets and I pounded them in here for 10 minutes. And what that did is it moved the shear wall back. We'll see just how far back in a minute. All right, say for example now, you don't want a whole bunch of little flashings, and I am going to counter the flashing with a drip screen. So what I'll do first of all is I'll put one piece in here, and the idea, guys, is to try to eliminate a whole bunch of little pieces if you can. You can't always do it. Okay, now that one's in there. Nothing is showing. Why? And guys, if you're going to use a gun, wear glasses. A staple can shoot out. Okay, now, for example, this is 17 gauge. This is 17 gauge. Will my gun go through two 17 gauge? Usually not. So we have the one there, and then this flashing here, for the sake of code, they usually want it on new construction 2 inches, but we don't have that luxury here. This is existing. We want it to be about a half inch because it's not all that pretty to look at that metal in there. So there's a half inch. I'm not certain if this gun will go through both of these. In fact, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but I got a piece of wood there. I got nails for that. Anyway, I'm going to go back up top here and show you how we get that a little bit. Baby, give me a hand right here, sweetie. All right. Okay, now this piece. Earlier I was saying I had a bunch of shims in here, and that was to separate the plywood from the concrete. We did the best we could. Let's see if we can stick this guy in here.
You have it on the other side?
Perfect. Perfectamundo. Okay, we want to We want to get this in, and usually it'll teeter. You put it in one side and it teeters the other side, and with those shims it works out real well. Perfect, baby. Pass me the gun, please. Okay, now that we got this piece in here, thank you, sweetie. I'm going to staple this off. Here's a good reason. Here's a reason that I like to use a smaller piece here, knowing that we're going to counter it with a weep screed. This is a weep or a drip screed. They both mean the same thing. Now this guy here, as I put it on here, I only want, I'd say about a ½ inch most. A ½ inch is fine. Actually, the homeowner wanted me to drop it down like this. I said, the inspector's not going to let me get away with that. He's going to flag it, and I'm going to have to come back and redo it. So we always got to have some kind of a gap, guys. And what I'll do is I'll just use my fingers, for example. Okay, so that's where my fingers say it is, and that'll be about a ½ inch. ½ inch is acceptable for existing work. Now we have an expansion joint there. And it's all metal. You got metal here, metal here. See all these flashings right here? I get asked a lot. People say, can you use a DuPont straight flash? It's butyl base. No. Can you use the membranes, the peel and sticks? No. Can you use the papers? There's 10 different papers. Why? Because they're going to be exposed to the weather and elements for, 100 years. So let's get back over here now and do one thing. When you have two flashings countering each other, the biggest drag is, how do you use a nail or a staple to do here? Okay, a staple won't go through 217 gauge metal. So what I'll do is I'll look for a stud, because it won't flex as much, but I don't see a stud. So I'm going to put it right here at the bottom. And that's how you lose a thumbnail, by doing that if you miss. And lastly, we got one more piece going here. And this one is going to be stapled on or nailed on just like this. And now the paper goes over this. And that's the way you do existing concrete porches, front porches, back porches. That's the way to do it. This Moistop here is a pretty good product. I thought I'd show it because the homeowner he brought it to my attention this morning. And last thing, Jay says, that's the way to buy a house right there. It says, thanks, Mom and Dad, because the mother and father helped him to buy the house. Anyhow, my name is Kirk. I'm with Kirk Giordano Plastering. Hope this explains just a little bit about how to flash existing porches or back porches when you tear all the stucco or siding off of a house, because we do this often. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one. Once again, folks, we thank you for watching, and I really enjoy all your comments.
If you guys like this video, please click the like button down below, and also if you enjoy what we do, subscribe to our channel so we can keep making these videos for you.
My name is Kirk.
And Jay.
We thank you for watching, and from the entire Giordano family, we'll see you on the next one.